Hello everyone and welcome back to Sophie Loves 10. Sorry if I look a little bit crappy, but I've just come back from uni in London and the train journey's never particularly easy. There's always something happening. I've got the books that I'm going to read in the month of March, which we're in now. I have started some of them. I've got one more for my course that I've got to read, and I am finishing taught lessons really soon, so I was going to be just my own work at home and stuff like that, so hopefully I have more time to do what I want to do. But I thought I'd run by the books that I've got put in a pile to read for this month. So I know a couple of you commented down below, thank you so much for commenting, that you wanted to see what I'm reading, and I thought I would do it this week. So firstly, I'm reading two books at the moment, one for my course, one for pleasure. Nearly finished this one, which is Gemina, which I think I spoke about in my last video, but I haven't been breezing through this as much as I did Lumine. I have nearly finished it though, like I'm going to be done soon, so I'll give you an update on that when I finished it, but so far so good. I don't think I'm enjoying it as much as the other one, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. And then the other one I'm reading for my course, which I'm going to try and finish tonight. I've only got like 50 pages left and they're quite big text on the pages, which is Findings by Kathleen Jamie. And this is a non-fiction book because that's what I'm doing for one of my modules, but this is about bird watching and fish and stuff. Really random. I'm not sure how. I'm just sort of reading it to get through it because I have to read it. And I also have to read Rings of Satin by Sedgebold, W.E. Sedgebold, which apparently that's quite a good book, so I'm looking forward to reading that. That's the last one that I've got to do. But the books that I'm going to read, I'm doing a presentation about Alice Wonderland retellings, so this month is going to be an Alice in Wonderland retelling month, so if you're interested in that sort of stuff, definitely stay tuned. I've got one book, however, which I've been kind of looking at my bookcase, thinking I really want to read you really soon. I've been watching Shadowhunters, which I'm going to watch. It came out today, the other episode, so I'm going to watch that with dinner later. And I've been really getting into Shadowhunters a lot recently. I can definitely understand the hype around it because it's actually really good. But I've got the Bane Chronicles, which is done by Cassandra Clare and two other people. But it's got, I think there's like comics and stuff in here. Did I see comic strips? I think it's like short story. Yeah, comic strips. There's like short stories based around Shadowhunters. Some pictures there. It's about Magnus Bane, so who I really like. It's like short stories based around him. So I really want to read this. I've really got a hankering to read it, so I thought I will pick this up this month at some point. But these are the Alice Wonderland retellings. I'm probably not going to read all of these, but I want to try and dip into some because I'm going to talk about them in my presentation that I've got to do for one of my modules. So the first one, which I thought was a pretty good one to start with, is The Story of Alice by Robert Douglas Fairhurst, and this is everything to do with Alice in Wonderland, the background of it, the story. It's a biography, is what it described on the back here. And I thought this would be a really good one to start with. I'm probably not going to read all of it, but I'm going to try and pick out some bits that I can use for the presentation. So that is the first Alice in Wonderland book. The rest are actually retellings now. I'll start with this one, which is The Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. A lot of these I don't actually know about. I literally just bought them because they're Alice in Wonderland retellings and I have a problem. So this is about... Okay, so this is about someone who will one day become the Queen of Hearts. So I imagine it's a little bit like Heartless, which I really enjoyed. If you've read this, let me know if you like it. I know the second book's out now, so if I like this, I'll definitely be picking up the second one. The next one I saw randomly in a book in Waterstones, or W.H. Smith, and I saw it and I was like, that's an Alice in Wonderland retelling. Look at that. It's so cool. It's called The Looking Glass House by Vanessa Tate. And this is also in Oxford, and this is actually about the family of Alice Liddell, which is what Alice Wonderland is based on. So this is more actual, I think this is maybe more fact than fiction, like based on fact than fiction. This is actually about the actual family and the story of it and how Alice Wonderland came about, but I think fictionalised, I'm going to assume. because it is, yeah, no, it's a fiction book. So that seems good, because I haven't actually read anything based on the actual Alice Liddell, which will be really interesting to read. It's a different kind of perspective of an Alice in Wonderland retelling, more historical and based on fact and not fiction, although it is fiction based, if that makes sense at all. Sorry, the lighting's gone really weird. The next one I've got is a children's book, and this is Cadacy, that's a tongue twister, and this is Looking Glass Girl. This is, I'll read the back because it's quite a short blurb. Alice nearly didn't go to the sleepover. Why would savvy Queen of School invite someone like her? Now Alice is lying unconscious in a hospital bed, lost in Wonderland of dreams and half-formed memories. She's surrounded by voices. The Doctor, her worried friends, and Luke, whose kisses the night of the fall took her by surprise. When the accident happened, her world vanished. Can Alice ever find her way back? So we can tell that that's very much a children's book. I mean, the text shows you it's massive, but I thought that was another interesting Alice in Wonderland retelling. And we've got this one, which I have no clue what it's about, but it's an awesome cover. This is The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bedell, and I think this is science fiction. It tells us why he wrote it, but not about it. This is a true story of Wonderland, involves bloodshed, murder, revenge and war. I apologise in advance for those of you who might find some of the scene of this book distressing, but I feel it is important that the facts are set down for future generations as they actually happened. Those of you of a more sensitive disposition might prefer reading Lewis Carroll classic fairy tale. So I have no clue what this is about. This sounds really interesting. This is also based upon Lewis Carroll and Oxford, Charles Dodgson. So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm really intrigued. I don't know much about that at all. Another one as well, which is Jeff Noon, Automated Alice. This is, I believe, a science fiction book of Alice. This is in the last years of his life, the fanatist Lewis Carroll wrote a third Alice book. This mysterious work had never been published or shown to anybody. It had only recently been discovered. Now, at last, the world can read the Automated Alice and her fabulous adventures in Wonderland. It's not. Then he says it's not really. I don't know why he did that. This is the book after The Looking Glass. So this is somebody's writing what happens afterwards. Which looks really weird. I mean, look at that. It's a bit creepy, actually, to be honest. I think it is more. I mean, it's definitely for adults, this book. Jeff Noon's meant to be a very good author. I've heard a lot about him, so we'll see again with this. I don't really know a lot about these books. I've literally just picked them up because they're Alice in Wonderland retellings, so we'll have a go. The last one, however, I do know about, and most people will if you've seen the film. This is the book version of Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton, and this is written by Linda Wolverton, and this is the screenplay. Well, it's not really a screenplay, it's written as a book, as an actual novel, but this is of the story of Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton. So this is the story just told in book form instead, which I know what happens in it, but I thought it was another good retelling, and I can use it because it's a book and I'm doing an English degree, so I thought I would use this one as well while I had it on my bookcase. So they are all the retellings of Alice in Wonderland that I have on my bookcase that I haven't read yet. I have got books that I have read, and I've been meaning to do a video about that, so if you do want me to do a video about the books that I have read, that Alice in Wonderland retellings, please let me know in the comments. And if you've read any of these books and you recommend reading one first, also let me know, and we'll speak in the comments as per usual. Have a lovely week and month. Bye everyone.